Hello everyone, cryptocurrency here, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, a new day and new all-time highs. Lots to talk about. Before I get into it, getting a bunch of emails asking about the course we offer about entries and exits. And yes, it does apply to cryptocurrencies. I would say about over 95% of it is applicable, and that's because it's technical analysis, and technical analysis is useful across the board in terms of whatever's being traded. As long as there's humans behind it, technical analysis and charts can absolutely be beneficial. And it's definitely useful to have technical analysis as a skill set for instances like this where, just an example, a lot of people that were following me for the marijuana sector, we had a huge boom in the Canadian marijuana sector. Similar to this, there were hundreds of percents of gains being made and big move to the upside. Now, since then, it's cooled off and there's been no bullish trading opportunity for about 2 months at this point. That's going to happen with these cryptocurrencies. It is going to cool off. There is going to be a period where this does not happen and we see, drawn out consolidation over a couple months of time. We've seen it with Bitcoin over the years where this has played out, but just being able to be comfortable with technical analysis allows you to jump into different sectors. So a lot of people moved from the Canadian MJ sector into the cryptocurrency space and they're making money. And again, it's just being able to be versatile and hop around and be comfortable. If you give me a chart, I'm comfortable trading it. It could be, trading dirt, the price of dirt. It doesn't matter. If there's a chart and I can see the price action on it, I'm comfortable trading it. So that to me is invaluable, and it's education that has been building up over the years. So during these lull periods, it's ideal to really just practice our education, get comfortable with technical analysis, and then be able to pounce on this. And I've been pretty much training for 7 years for this moment, and I have been very comfortably trading this cryptocurrency space and looking forward to it continuing in the near term, but I know it's not going to last forever. So if anybody is interested in that course, we'll give a discount. I'll put up the code here for a 20% off discount if you want to check it out. The link's in the description of the video. If you purchase this course sometime in the past couple of days for full price, just send us an email and we'll give you money back because we're not trying to be greedy. And I definitely think that technical analysis should be utilized here, and we need to educate ourselves. We can't just all of a sudden be traders. We need to have education first. So here on Bitcoin, new all-time high, we're currently forming a bearish reversal candlestick. This is a doji of indecision, and indecision at the top of an uptrend signals some weakness. And we're in such a strong uptrend at all-time highs. When you're at all-time highs, it's a lot easier for the bulls to negate bearish reversal candlesticks and see continuation to the upside. So ideally, waiting for confirmation. If we break the low of today down at 1988, that would increase the odds significantly that we do confirm this candlestick. But again, what I'm looking for, we have the conference, the consensus conference this week, Monday and Tuesday. I am anticipating a sell the news scenario. Certainly in Ethereum, potentially in Bitcoin as well. They've been linked together. I love correlations. If you've been watching my videos on the YouTube channel, I'm all about correlations, and there are some nice correlations setting up. We have Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're directly correlated, meaning they're going in the same direction. And we got Litecoin inverse to Ethereum, and I'm going to point out some examples of that, and we're going to utilize that in the next couple of days. Is going to give us a really nice trading opportunity, in my opinion. So Bitcoin, potential bearish reversal candlestick. We'll see if it gets confirmed. If we do see a pullback on a sell the news reaction to the conference, we're going to be looking at the most key support in the short term, and that's this consolidation low on the daily time frame. Any consolidation and a low above that level keeps the bulls in control of higher lows, and that's 1610. So we could essentially pull back significant amounts, 20%, and still be in a long-term uptrend overall. We have another support to be watching, another little consolidation low. That's here at 1690. But one thing that I want to point out about what I feel is going to be a sell the news scenario is the quicker you move to the upside, the quicker it is to move down. You are not establishing supports on the way up, and that is a lot easier to see a very quick pullback. So the faster you go up, the faster you can go down. So a bearish reversal candlestick, we'll see if that ends up pulling back. Let's check on the hourly time frame for Bitcoin. We've got our support here, the low of this pullback that's currently going on from the all-time high. That's down at 1988.60. Got another support down here at 1970, and one last one down here. I shouldn't say last one, but 1912, another one to be watching. In terms of resistance, we have a little bit of a double top here at 2051. Bulls are trying to get over that level as we speak. And then we've got that all-time high up there, and that's at 2102. So those are the ranges we're watching here on Bitcoin. If we take out the low of this pullback right now, the odds of confirming that bearish reversal candlestick will increase heading into this conference over the next couple of days. So here on Ethereum, I've been trading Ethereum consistently. We had a lot of members get in back here in the low 90s for their first crypto trade, certainly doing very well. Huge gains to the upside, but again, the lack of consolidation makes it that much easier to see pullback to the downside. Look at the all-time high we hit back here, 98.98, and then we pulled back down to 75.89. That was over a 20% pullback. I am anticipating a 20% pullback early this week. Now I'm going to be looking for the signs of that, but I will certainly exit, and there's a lot going on here on Ethereum in the shorter term time frames to be checking out, and we'll do that in just a moment. But if you don't agree with my opinion, that's perfectly fine. We can still be friends. I don't need the hate mail that I'm going to be wrong and I'm trying to scare everybody. We'll see how it plays out, and we'll come and check back in. It's just what I've seen happen time and time again, and what I'm anticipating and what I'm preparing for, and I'm going to capitalize it and make money off of it if it does happen. So on the hourly time frame here for Ethereum, I want to point out some scary action, and if you're paying attention, you're a bit weary. Look at these drops. Okay, so what's going on here is we're seeing a drop in 5 minutes from 137 to 123. That almost looks like a fluke, but it's not. I was watching this happen live, and what was going on is one of two scenarios, in my opinion. You either have a really dumb millionaire taking his profit in a really dumb way, his or her profit in a really dumb way, or you have someone intentionally triggering stop losses and loading up. And the price action after these dumps continuing and hitting new all-time highs leads me to believe it's the second category of someone intentionally triggering stops, because we're seeing about 10,000 ETH dumped into the bid at market order, and then it happened again. And this is a gift. If you had a bid in the upper 120s, this is an absolute gift where you just made 10% in 10 minutes. And that is a really strong move to the upside. So you see these asks hit this, and it literally drops $10 in minutes. And before you can really react, it's insanely quick. And like I said, if it's a dumb millionaire, it's someone taking profit and they don't know how to do it. If you have 10,000 ETH and you're trying to lock in your profit, break up your order. Put your order on the ask. There's plenty of buying pressure to buy into that and to eat that up. I would, if I had, let's say I had 5,000 ETH, the way I would do it if I wanted to take profit, I would sell 3,000 of it at the ask. I would break it up into 250 lot chunks, and I would place them at different various levels, and they would get taken out. Just like we're seeing the whole way up, all of these orders on the ask are getting taken out. So I would sell 3,000 out of 5,000 at the ask, and then I would start to hit the bid, and I would knock the price down wanting to reload. I'd take 1,000 and I'd knock it down. I'd take out all the bids, and then I would take 1,000 and start to put it on the ask and drop the ask down as well, so other people would get induced into selling at the bid as well. And then I would have my bids down there, and I would be loading up, and then I would either remove the last of my ask, or I would let it get bought up and then have my reloaded shares, and that's potentially what happened here as well. So there is some manipulation going on, but what is scary about this is the fact that there's such a lack of bid support that we can see the price drop 10% in 5 minutes. That is a wake-up call. We are not going up forever. We are going to have more significant periods of consolidation, and again, in my opinion, over a 20% is my target right now. We'll see a 20% pullback in my opinion. I do believe we'll hit 150 tonight as we head into the anticipation for the conference, but let's say we'll go 150 and then dropping down 20%, we'll head back to 120. That's just a rough target. I'm going to obviously be watching it live and playing it live. As of right now, on the 5-minute time frame, the bulls are still in control. We're still strong. So let's zoom out on the hourly time frame a bit more, and we have our lows of support, these dump levels where the bulls finally put a stop to those shenanigans. And we've got a support down here, so that's down at 125 as a support level. And there's a nice base of support. So we did build a nice solid base of support here after getting over 130, or rejecting from 130. And that's another thing about ETH. It's a perfect example of psychological resistance levels. Because we're at all-time highs, we rejected from 120 and pulled back and consolidated. We rejected from 130 and pulled back and consolidated. And now we're rejecting, or we did reject from 140 and pulled back and consolidated. So these psychological resistance levels are absolutely coming into play. And that's why I think 150 is a nice clear round number that we will see some profit taking begin, and maybe that will be our top for now. Not saying it will be, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out for it. So this is a solid base of consolidation down here. I would say 121 is a very important support. That is the low of this consolidation, and it played out for many dozens of hours, a few dozen hours here. And you can see after such a strong move to the upside, having this base of support to rely on is a good thing for these bulls, and we have held it on those two dumps. These supports held. So Potential bearish reversal candlestick forming on the hourly time frame right now. We'll see if we pull back. The bulls have been buying every dip. The daily time frame is on absolute fire, but again, we are not going up forever. Again, I'm not talking long term. Long term, sure, we can go to 200, 300, absolutely. I'm not going to say we can't, but I'm saying in the short term, over the next 2 weeks, I am looking for a pullback in ETH. And with that, we have an inverse relationship with LTC, and it's been a really nice one. I've been jumping back and forth between these names. If I sell ETH, seeing a bit of weakness from the top, I'm jumping right into LTC. And let's look at a bit of this action on LTC, which is still in a downtrend. Let's not lose sight of that. LTC has formed lower highs and lower lows. So we had a top here at 31.01. We pulled back, set a lower low. Now we have a lower high at 29.93. In my opinion, what is going to play out is we are going to see LTC form a higher low compared to $21. We're going to build a base, a higher low, and then we're going to shoot back up, and we're going to test this $30 level. And I do believe that's going to happen when ETH sells the news. I think money is going to leave ETH and Bitcoin and come into LTC. And we've been seeing this inverse reaction with red days 3 days in a row, but we can see it even more zoomed in. And let's look at the 15-minute chart on ETH and LTC and compare what happens when ETH sees weakness. So look at this big move on LTC. That's a really nice move. We went from 26 up to 28, so about a 4% move over an hour, and that occurred at 7:30 a.m. on 5/21 this morning. So let's see what happened on ETH at 7:30 a.m. Look at 7:30. There's our top. There's our dump. 45 minutes of pullback led to an hour of upside in LTC. That is not a coincidence. That is an inverse correlation. And you better believe that as soon as people are selling their ETH, they are going right into LTC. And I made this play yesterday. I went from ETH to LTC to ETH to LTC yesterday 2 times each and made profit on all 4 of those trades. So let's see another example. There was another one yesterday to be looking at. Let's see right here. This might have been it. Don't have it off the top of my head, but 519 at 23.30. And we check Litecoin. When did Litecoin have its nice spike? And that was down here. So it was 518. We had an uptrend here, 518. Actually, here's the one I'm looking at. So 519 at 1845. Let's see what happened on ETH at 519 at 1845. There it is. Look at that pullback. 45 minutes of a pretty quick pullback. And that led to LTC with 45 minutes of a quick move to the upside where we went from 26.39 to 27.99. So I love correlations. They give you clues as to where to be putting your money, and this is an absolute clear correlation to me, in my opinion. Look at the dump on LTC right now that we're seeing as ETH is running to all-time highs. So I'm really liking this correlation because I'm going to be profiting on LTC. If I'm right about sell the news on Bitcoin and Ethereum, not only am I going to be out when the music stops, and what I mean by that is it's a game of musical chairs right now on ETH, where you don't want to be the one standing when the music stops because we are going to see a quick, fast pullback, in my opinion. And if that does occur, I'm going to be jumping right into LTC, and I'm going to be looking for a 5 to 10% move to the upside, and I'm going to be looking for that higher low on the daily time frame. So I'm really putting myself out on a limb on this video, giving a lot of specifics as to what I anticipate happening in the next 3 days. And I'm comfortable doing that. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not giving anybody any advice on what to do. I am saying what I am going to do. And if we don't see a sell the news, I'm going to keep playing ETH bullish, obviously. I am bullish longer term on it, but I'm going to be very cautious. I have been in and out. Those sell-offs this morning absolutely scared me. Am I leaving some money on the table if I just stayed in my shares or my ETH and closed my eyes? Absolutely, I am. But I'm very, very happy with the gains I've been making over the last month, and I'm being protective right now. I'm being cautious, and I'm being liquid in the sense that I'm jumping in and out, and I'm making quicker, shorter moves to the upside because I do believe the music is going to stop sometime in the next 48 hours, and I do believe it will likely be within the next 24 hours. So we'll see how it all plays out. Again, feel free to check out that course if you want to try and learn some technical analysis. 5.5 hours of content, and it is designed for those that are really brand new to technical analysis, and it's gotten really good feedback. So I do believe that it can be useful, and that's why I think it should be used. So I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to keep checking in here, and we've certainly been at it all weekend in the chat room talking these cryptocurrencies. It's been a lot of fun. Really making money with other people is so much more fun than making money by yourself. So hopefully these videos are helpful, and I appreciate all the feedback. If you guys want to share them, get them to as many people as we can. Certainly they can benefit people, and we can all make money together. And it can also act as a self-fulfilling prophecy a little bit here. If we do see ETH start to pull back, maybe, 200, 300 people say, oh, let's see if LTC is going to go up. And then they start seeing LTC going up, and then they get in as well. And we all make money together again. So we'll see how it plays out. Certainly looking forward to it. Never a dull moment here at this point in time. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.